James One is James the Wine Guy. Happy Canada Day. Stay tuned for this video. So, wearing my maple leaf hat, which I got in Toronto's Pearson Airport, and so as I race through every airport that I go to, I never seem to get there in a decent amount of time to do some shopping, although there's not a lot, especially when I was coming to the U.S. The duty-free is not as exciting as I like it to be. That's what happens sometimes. But for me, it's an exciting visit, a great place. So I started off in Montreal in Quebec, going on to Toronto, Ontario. I'm fortunate enough to visit Wine Country, Ontario. And great city experiences in Montreal, as well as Toronto, and being in Okanagan Valley in British Columbia. So for me, I think it's a really exciting, story. First of all, so there are 21,000 acres of wine grapes produced in Canada, which is equivalent to about 8,400 hectares, and this is according to StatCan. So this is the Statistics Bureau in Canada, and so really that might be actually dated a bit. And I'm thinking production might be up, especially in Ontario. When I think of, say, British Columbia and Okanagan Valley in particular, which is the largest producing region, is it probably has a much smaller capabilities of growing because it's just, like the name suggests, it's a valley. And in that you have, mountains. They're beautiful, gorgeous mountains. So having the privilege of stepping foot on ground in both Okanagan Valley and in many parts of the valley, as well as Wine Country, Ontario. So I'll start with Okanagan Valley first. So it really has 3 lake chains. Okanagan Lake itself is the largest. These are really important because they keep temperatures at a moderate temperature point throughout the entire year, including wintertime, right? And let's dispel the myth. Let's just get out of the way. Canada is not too cold for Vitis vinifera, so it's doing a fantastic job. And so I'll show on a map the specific regions that you find wine grape growing regions in Canada. The primary ones, obviously BC, as well as Ontario and Quebec as well. And so for me, I think it's a really fantastic proving ground. So when you think of this, this renaissance in wine grapes, so first of all, 200 years ago, wines are being created in Canada simply because they're needed for the Mass. They're needed for a sacramental reason, a sacramental purpose. So that's what begins that journey. Now, along the way, you have a lot of hybrid grapes that are being, planted. And then about 1976, you have Soyuz Band in Okanagan Valley that really plants the largest, vineyard site with Vitis vinifera. So the North America Free Trade Agreement really pushes things along just a bit to really, downtrend the hybrid grapes and to uptrend the Vitis vinifera grapes. Now, you will find that in Quebec. So in Quebec, it's different than Ontario. You have a very short growing period, and in that you have to really supplement, and not necessarily supplement, I think it's also the cuisine style that really makes this a really compelling region, compelling wines. I was really surprised. I was a little skeptical. I was tasting wines in Montreal and thought, I will taste a lot of Quebec wines while I'm here, as many as I can get. So the Société d'Alcool de Quebec really is the state store, the provincial store. And I really wish I would have bought some wines there. I thought, I can't carry all these wines through Canada. I just will have not be able to get them here to San Francisco, my home base. But for me, it was a really great journey of, pairing together. So I was tasting from Vignoble de Oca, and it's a producer using both hybrid grapes as well as Vitis vinifera grapes and creating these beautiful wines. And I thought these would be fantastic to taste with, say, game, or to taste with roasted pork, or a lot of different variations on a theme in terms of cuisine style. Now, going to, look at the wine grape varieties. So we'll start off with Okanagan Valley first. So you have a lot of different wine grapes grown in Okanagan Valley. You have Merlot, Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, Petit Verdot, Syrah, Gamay. I won't list every single grape. There's about 60 in Okanagan Valley, and you have something called an Ehrenfelser, which is a variety that was created. It's a Vitis vinifera grape that was created and thought that it would grow really well there. Find Ehrenfelser in Okanagan Valley in Canada, but you'll not find it in the United States, at least being produced that I'm aware of. It could be being produced in California, but I'm not, can't find any confirmations of that actually. So Ontario, you're growing very similar grape varieties such as Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Pinot Noir, Gamay Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, and the whites that you have Riesling, Pinot Blanc, Pinot Gris, Gewürztraminer, Viognier, and so forth. So I think just definitely dispel the myth that is only a ice wine cultivation region. It is not. So as I always say, before it is ice wine, it is this. It is a dry wine. So I just want to show you this. This is a winery I visited called Back 10 Cellars. It is in VQA, which is Vintners Quality Alliance, Lincoln Lakeshore in Ontario. So I just want to show you the back panel so you can see the VQA stamp. You'll also have a VQA program in British Columbia, and you see no health warning on the label, as you would not see in any other region around the world except the US. And now if this were imported to the US, you'd have to have that labeling. But I will review this in another video because I think it's quite fantastic. I definitely want to point out, before I show you on the map, the varieties being produced in Quebec. So you have everything from Chardonnay, you definitely have the Riesling, you have Cabernet Franc, you have also Baco Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, you have Frontenac, Gamay, and so forth. I won't name all the varieties. I think it's a fantastic region for wine grapes as well. So it's a different definition, it's a different wine, but it's really one to keep an open mind with, right? So the wines being produced in this region, the grape varieties are Cabernet Sauvignon, you have Prairie Star. So you have grapes such as Cabernet Sauvignon, you have Riesling, you have Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon, Frontenac, Gamay, the list goes on. I won't list all of them here because there's just too many. But let me show you that map. Seek wines out in Canada. I think they're fantastic. Go to a restaurant, you'll find them there. And so BC is right here, British Columbia, and just east of Vancouver, about 1 hour away in terms of a flight, you can get to Okanagan Valley. Great restaurant scene there, and unlike, say, Napa Valley, you're going to have, say, the major wineries, they have restaurants. As opposed to, you go to Napa, and, I think there was only one major winery that had a restaurant, which now doesn't operate in Napa Valley, of all places. And then you go further east, and actually, if you look here, on the very bottom of this yellow area is Ontario wine country. So what you want to do here is Wine Country, Ontario, and it's in the furthest section here, furthest southern region in Canada. Just go west, right? What do you get? You get into Oregon and Washington. And right here, further north and east, is Quebec. So it really is something to think about in terms of heritage. Keep an open mind. And I think that if you ask your wine merchants to bring in these wines, they will do so. They're fantastic. They're beautiful. It makes me proud to have put foot on ground, which I'm going to continue to do. Happy Canada Day to you if you celebrate Canada Day, because I certainly do. I'm the guy in San Francisco wearing the maple leaf hat everywhere. I love Canada, I love Canadian wines, and I love Canadians. I think they're fantastic, great experience, and I can't wait to go back. So thank you so much for watching me today. So do me a favor, give a like to this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already, and stay tuned for more video reviews to come. I'm going to do a video of this particular wine right here, so stay tuned for that. That will be coming up, and many more adventures to come. So list your questions and comments down below, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. So do me a favor, give a like to this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already, and stick around for many more wine reviews to come, many general subject matters such as this particular video here called Happy Canada Day. And so I'll also list your questions and comments on my many social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, as well as Instagram and WordPress. Thank you for watching today. Stay tuned for more. Salud and something.